In this lesson, we're going to learn how to declare variables in Java, but before we start, I want to show you how to set up a template file for your Java programs. That way you don't have to start from scratch every time you want to create a new program. So open a DOS window, move to your Documents folder, and then change to your Java subfolder inside Documents. And then type Notepad, and we're going to call this file template, although you can call it whatever you want to call it. The file name doesn't really matter. When we open it up, we want to create a skeleton Java program. So we're going to write public class template. We'll call it that. That'll be our class name, although we're going to change it every time we create a new program. Then move to the next line, type an open curly brace, indent on the next line, and type public static void main, string args inside parentheses like so. Move to the next line, type another open curly brace, skip a space, type a closing brace for the inner opening brace, and then another closing brace for the outer opening brace, and there's our template. We'll save that file. Now let's go through the process of how we'd actually create a new one. So I'm going to close that by exiting out. Now let's say I want to create a new program for my demonstration in this lesson. I'm going to call it variables. So I'm going to type Notepad template to open the template. I'm going to change the name to variables. That's going to be my program name and my class name. Notice I'm using a capital letter as we're supposed to do. Then I'm going to click File, Save As. Make sure I get in the right folder. So I've got to browse to find the Java folder. I just passed it. Change the name to variable. Or did I call it variables? I called it variables. So variables. And remember, they have to be Java files, so we're going to type variables.java. And then right here under Save as Type, I want to change that to all files, like so. So I click Save, and now I have the program file that I need to compile and run my program later on. So that's how we work with templates. Now let's look at how to declare variables. Move your cursor to inside the inner curly braces, indent a few spaces so that you're indented inside the string public static void main. And let's get started. To declare a variable in Java, we provide the data type followed by the variable name. So by writing int number semicolon, I'm declaring an integer variable named number. If I want to create a double variable, I do the very same thing. I type the data type followed by the name. I can do that with string. Notice that with string, you have to type a capital S. If you're coming from another language like C++, where the S in string is not capitalized, you may get a little confused at first, but always remember that the data type string in Java is capitalized. Let's do a char variable letter and then a Boolean flag. So that's how you declare single variables in Java. Now an alternative would be to declare multiple variables of the same type on the same line. To do that, all I have to do is start with a data type followed by a variable name, then type a comma, and then type another variable. And I can have as many on a line as I want. I'll just stick with 2 here, and I won't do every data type. We'll just do a couple here. String, we already have first names, so we'll do middle name, comma, last name. I will do one more just to see how that works. Initials. So you can have multiple variables on the same line as long as you separate them by commas. So to review this very short lesson, to declare a variable, you provide the data type, followed by the variable name, followed by a semicolon, since all statements in Java have to end with a semicolon. If you want to have multiple variables of the same type declared on one line, just provide the data type once, followed by the first variable name, followed by a comma, and then however many other variable names as you need for that data type. So that about wraps up variable declaration. In my next lesson, we're going to talk about how to assign data to a variable both in a declaration, which provides a third alternative to a variable declaration statement, and how to assign data to a variable in a separate statement.